So you want to play college football, but you're a Canadian kid or you're an American kid who is really lost when it comes to what to do, how to do everything, recruiting, working out, eating right, talking to coaches. It's all really confusing. It's all really overwhelming. Today, I'm going to be giving you guys a breakdown of 5 things that I wish I did when I was in high school that would have completely changed the trajectory of my career and potentially my life. First of all, without further ado, my name is Blaze Cameron. I was one of you at one point, but now I am currently a Division I football player at Columbia University in New York City. I am Canadian, born and raised. Go Riders. Shout out Saskatchewan. And today I'm here to give you all the rundown of 5 things that I wish I did when I was a high school athlete. I'm not gonna lie, if I did these 5 things earlier, my life would have been a lot easier. Like way less stress, more clarity, overall just a better experience of the recruitment process. And again, I'm not saying this as some random dude on the internet. I've been where you are. Trust me, I got you. I started playing football when I was 11 years old. I played for the Chilliwack Giants for 2 years before moving out to Saskatchewan, helped my dad out on the farm after he got into a really bad motorcycle accident where he ended up breaking his neck and his back. So I had to take a lot of the weight of the farm on in that instance, but I played football for the Mooseman Generals when I was out there. And then when I was 15, I decided that I wanted to really pursue football as a career. I ended up going to Football North, played 3 seasons there, transferred to Choate Rosemary Hall for my postgraduate season, ended up committing to Columbia University. There's a lot of other stuff that happened in that timeline, but I'm just gonna keep it concise for now. So hey, if you're interested in seeing my journey and hearing what I have to say, please drop a sub. I would really appreciate it, and I'm here to help you. When I was in high school, I worked hard, but I worked hard in a very unorthodox way. When I was 15, kind of hated life, but I was working out 3 times a day. I was completely dedicated and delusional about this game. At the time, I had a coach who I would have 1 workout a day with, and I would train like an athlete in that 1 workout, but in the other workouts, I would train more like a bodybuilder, and that's the first point I want to touch on. Know what you are doing and why you are doing it. For example, different benching mechanisms. Are you going to bench with a wide grip that really has nothing to do with football, or are you going to change it to a close grip so that you have a more explosive punch? When you're doing lower body, are you going to work on speed, quickness, agility, Bulgarian, speed squats, box squats? Are you going to be doing a lot of plyometrics? Are you going to be doing sprint training 2 to 3 times a week? These are all things that you have to do if you want to be a successful athlete. These are things that I did not do until very, very late in my high school career. And when I started doing these things, that's when I saw real changes, real attention, and real recruitment from coaches. I used to copy random workouts on the internet because I'm like, hey, this guy looks jacked. Let me try and get like him. Let me tell you that every single jacked guy doesn't always know what they're talking about. Especially as athletes, you need to be doing specific types of movements. I mentioned them, but explosive movements, sprinting, core stability, things that are going to translate directly to the football field. It's okay to occasionally work out like a bodybuilder. I mean, at the end of the day, muscle is muscle, but you need to train with intent. Side note, if you haven't already, I'm going to give you a second to grab your notebook because you're going to be taking a lot of notes this video. I'm telling you, you need to apply this stuff. Directly translating from the working out is your recovery. What are you doing to make sure that your body is healthy? Like I said, I was working out 3 times a day. You want to know how much recovery I was doing? None. I would just go inside immediately, hop in the shower, hop into bed, hop on the game. That is a terrible way of living. That is not how you're going to be successful if you want to be a long-term athlete. I'm currently suffering the repercussions of that. I've torn my hip labrum twice and I have a nagging hip injury. College has definitely helped me out a lot with that. But if I'd started doing the recovery when I was in high school, things would have been so much different. So to keep it simple, do yoga every morning, 5, 10, 15 minutes. That's all it takes. Stretch before bed every night. Again, simple. After every workout, have a cool down period. Stretch your body. Let yourself decompress. When you get home from an intense workout, ice baths. And if you are seriously injured, go get physio and go get physio the right way. I'm telling you, don't go into these gurus that are just gonna give you ultrasound for like 30 minutes and then take $150 from you. Find true and trusted athletic trainers in the area and get some real treatment done. My career completely changed when I started working with people who actually knew what they were talking about. How much you sleep and the kind of food that you eat also directly impacts the amount of energy that you're going to have, the amount of recovery that you're going to sustain. Sleep 8 to 9 hours a night. That's a non-negotiable. Eat organic, healthy foods. If you can't afford organic or healthy foods, do everything you can to avoid processed foods. Those are the things that are going to be killing your gains and killing your energy. Every once in a while, a bag of Sour Patch Kids is okay, but if you're eating that stuff every single day in excess, that's when it's a problem. If you can't stay healthy, you're not gonna get playing time. It's as simple as that. Next thing, and this is a very football specific thing, watch film. In high school, I was always the most athletic kid, so I thought I didn't need to watch film. That completely screwed me when I got to college because guess what? You need to know everything about the other team. If you know what the other team's gonna do before they do it, you've already won the mental battle. Who is the leading tackler? Which DB has the most picks? Which defensive lineman has the most tackles? Which defensive lineman is the quickest? Do they have a run support linebacker, pass support linebacker? Are they hybrids? What does each player do on the field? Why are they important? Who's the backup? Who's the starter? All these things are extremely crucial, and if you know them going into college, coaches will see that and you will get playing time a lot sooner than guys who have to learn it. This also extends to the playbook. If you spent all of high school just doing whatever you wanted because you're the best player on the field, guess what? When you get to college, it doesn't work like that. If a coach cannot trust you, he will not play you. So it's simple. Spend 15 to 20 minutes a day just watching tape on the other team, okay? Jot down the subtle things you notice and watch your own tape as well. If you are not watching what you're doing, if you are not learning from your mistakes, you are not going to get better as a player. Learn how to coach yourself. Moving on to the next thing, social media and marketing yourself as an athlete. I'm gonna make a separate video completely covering this because this is something I feel very passionate about. However, coaches don't have time to dig, especially if you're a Canadian athlete. You need to have an amazing social profile. If your page is confusing, if it makes no sense, they're gonna move on immediately. These are some non-negotiables. You need your name and your username. Keep it simple. Don't be like XX Skull Killer 23. No coach wants to see that. You are a recruit. For example, mine is Blaze Cameron 8 because Blaze Cameron was taken. On Instagram, Blaze Cameron. TikTok, Blaze Cameron. YouTube, Blaze Cameron. My name isn't everything because I need people to see me. My name is my marketing tool. Boom, you need your huddle link in your bio, every single social media platform you use. You need your GPA, 40 time, any other measurables you have, height, weight, your email, all in the bio. Your position and grad year need to be there as well. If I have to scroll to figure out who you are, you've already lost me. I'm not spending that time. Coach is only gonna watch the first like 30 seconds of your highlight tape anyways. Don't waste their time. Make things easy for them. Make yourself recruitable. An extension of this, and again, something I'm gonna be touching on later, is asking questions and being bold whenever you are in the position to be talking to coaches. Ask questions about the program, ask questions about the culture, ask questions about how you can do better as a player. What about your film is good? What about your film is bad? And this will force the coach to actually watch your entire tape because they're gonna have to see what you do and do not do. If you are in good communication with a coach, this is one of the most important things you can do to increase the relationship that you have with this coach. Questions show you care. You caring can get you an offer. Not every time, but coaches a lot of the time are gonna offer the kid that actually gives a shit about their program instead of the kid who thinks that he's too good for it. Additionally, if you don't want to look dumb, if you're on a visit and you have a question about a certain aspect of the game or a certain aspect of the facility or their scheme, any of that stuff, don't try and pretend you know everything. Don't be scared to look dumb. How are you supposed to learn without asking questions? Coaches are going to take silence as fear. Asking questions is a sign of confidence. If you're not confident in yourself, a coach isn't going to trust you. Here's a hot tip. The quickest way to know if you are qualified to go to a school, ask the coaches what they're looking for in your position. Height, weight, speed. If you don't match those, I'm sorry, dog. I'm sure it can still happen, but start moving on to the next one. And this final one, stop comparing yourselves to everyone around you. Trust me, bro. I know it's hard to see those 5 stars and 4 stars getting those bags online, but at the end of the day, that is not your path. Everyone has a different trajectory in life. So believe me when I say I've been around the 5 stars, I've been around the unrecruited. Your timeline is going to be different than every other person's timeline. All that the comparison is going to do is make you either 1, get way too big of an ego, or 2, doubt yourself. And I don't really think that either of those things need to happen. The last thing you need is your motivation to get killed because you just saw this 5-star commit to Ohio State. Be a grinder. Be someone who puts their head down and works. As cliche as it sounds, comparison is the thief of joy. The mental block that it puts in your brain when you think, hey, I can do better than that person, but I'm not doing better than them, is going to mess with you. Trust me, I know. I was 6'4", 225 pounds. I ran a 4.5 40 and I saw kids smaller than me, lighter than me, slower than me, getting these bags from these schools that I felt I deserved bags from. But I also wasn't doing things that some of those guys were doing. I was in a different position than those guys. And at the end of the day, I still ended up at a school that I feel like I belong in. I still went D1. I am still on my own path. Especially if you're Canadian, you cannot be comparing yourself to some of these Americans who live 30 minutes away from some of these state schools. Your path looks different because your starting line was different. If you're in high school right now and you feel left behind, you're watching this video being like, okay, I don't know if I can do all these things. Take a second, breathe, relax. You are not nearly as far behind as you think. Recruiting and football, it's all a learning curve. Understanding how to get recruited, understanding how to get to that next level, you need to learn it. You need to learn the nuances of it. I'm gonna make a video about high school recruiting, the psychology of it, and how you can try and utilize certain techniques to force a coach to pay attention to you. A lot of them are really simple, but at the end of the day, some guys just don't do them. If this helped you even a little bit, drop a like, subscribe, share it with a friend who also wants to go to a Division I college, or hey, just college in general. No diss to anything. Go follow all the socials. Everything will be linked in the bio. Go hit the Discord up. We're trying to build a great community over there. My DMs are always open if you want to ask any questions. I appreciate y'all and love y'all big time. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.